Hello, this is Dazzling One, and this week I just want to talk to you about some things that are going on. And the first is on September 19th, the Arch of Triumph is going up in New York City, according to the Institute for Digital Archaeology. They announced it in a letter, and Charisma News covered this. It's interesting because just a few months back in April, it was planned to go up on the 19th, and that date had a correlation with the Feast of Moloch. I don't know of any correlations on September 19th, except for it's a few days before the fall equinox. So a lot of people are in an uproar about it because even though the Arch of Triumph is not the Temple of Bel, it was still connected to it, and it seems like they wanted to get their ritual anyway, and they're getting it by putting this up there. Another thing I wanted to mention, because I never covered it a month ago, was the video that went viral of the ritual at CERN, and it was an alleged hoax, and supposedly it was a few students or scientists pranking everyone by showing a few people come out in black robes and then them sacrificing a girl in white. It all was bizarre. Either way, anytime that people watch these things and give energy to it, whether it's a mock ritual or an authentic ritual, it's still giving energy to the enemy. The other subject I wanted to discuss along the lines of rituals is that apparently a few celebrities in a month's worth of time have had relatives die, from Janelle Monáe to Dwayne Wade to Angel Love to T-Pain. And it's strange given the fact that we know that when you're in the industry, you have to pay your dues. There's the humiliation rituals and then there's the blood sacrifices. And so some people are speculating that it's not a coincidence. All these people have lost a cousin, a brother, or something of that sort in less than a month's worth of time, and how it may help their album sales or help them to get further along, which is sad, but it's a cold reality when it comes to being in the industry. And I just believe that Satanism is pretty mainstream now. It's in our face. You don't have to be a conspiracy theorist to see everything that's going on and see how bizarre it is. And that brings me into the other thing that has made waves, is that a popular YouTuber, Phil DeFranco, made a video saying that YouTube had demonetized his video. Now, it was very clickbaity because he was acting as if his channel would get shut down, and it's not like it will really affect him with all of the merchandise he can sell. And this is something that's been going on with many truth channels. I've talked about in the past how some of my videos were demonetized because I mentioned things that were controversial, and you've pretty much probably have heard from other people by now that there is a list of things that will get you demonetized because it's not advertiser friendly, and one of the things on the list was controversial or sensitive issues. That includes talking about natural disasters, talking about war, and just having an opinion that might be considered offensive. And we live in a politically correct society, so it's really no surprise. And like I said, for me at least, I'm not doing this for money, so if my videos get demonetized, that's fine. I'll continue to make videos, but it is affecting people who spend like hours putting together a high quality video. Fortunately for me, I don't put together videos with a lot of clips and imagery and things like that. It still takes me time to make a video with school since I'm doing 18 credit hours, but I feel bad for the people that it's impacting who this is their full-time job. And we're going to see more of this. Censorship is happening, and it's been happening. It's not anything new. It's been made popular because of a mainstream YouTuber this happened to, and that's why the YouTube is over party hashtag was trending on Twitter. But I will say that the fact that there is more awareness is a good thing. And speaking of natural disasters, since I mentioned it and talking about how you can't discuss natural disasters, there was an earthquake that occurred in Oklahoma, and it was felt in 6 different states. I live in Missouri, and I felt this earthquake. I was laying in bed at 7 a.m., and I felt my bed and the ground shake, and I even heard the windows shaking, and I thought to myself, am I experiencing an earthquake? And I was. And other people in the area reported that they felt similar things in other states. It's crazy. This isn't a prediction, but I do think that we are getting pretty close to another eruption with the New Madrid fault line. Everyone pays attention to the San Andreas fault line and to Yellowstone, but the New Madrid fault line could awaken at any time, and we could have another earthquake. And the last earthquake that occurred between 1811 and 1812 reversed the flow of the Mississippi River temporarily and shook church bells all the way in the northeast. So if this eruption happened, I can only imagine if it topped the previous one, how epic that would be. Of course, we might be waiting for one earthquake in Yellowstone. What if this whole nation shook? That would be wild. We are living in some pretty strange times, and we know that the weather's been going crazy. There's Hurricane Hermine that's also occurring. It's hurricane season, so it's to be expected. And also, something else that I wanted to mention is that the VMAs were a couple weeks ago, and I don't watch them at all. I don't like watching award shows. To me, it's like watching a bunch of popular kids in high school who get nominated every single year for prom king, prom queen, homecoming king in every dance. You know it's going to be the same group of people celebrating themselves. That's pretty much what award shows are. There wasn't any real new talent there, and there wasn't really any real talent there either, if you ask me. I'm not a fan of mainstream music whatsoever. Aside from just knowing that there's satanic symbolism in it, I just don't like the sound of the music and everything. But Kanye West gave a speech, and interestingly enough, he talked about how they were the influencers. And sadly, for a lot of people, they are the influencers. His music video, Fade, was like soft porn, and it was just disturbing. But again, we had the theme of sex kitten programming by Teyana Taylor in the end, having a cat face, and also just some people said bestiality. It's just very bizarre how horrible music and entertainment has gotten, and this isn't art. There are people who honestly see genius in this, and it really makes me wonder, just like when he said something in his speech, there are people who actually took something from it. I barely understood anything he honestly said, and it just didn't make any sense to me. It's like he spoke gibberish, but to some people, he was deep. The other thing that I wanted to mention is Hillary Clinton's health. Hillary Clinton's health. It's been a huge talking point, and there's been tons of videos done on it, and it's clear that something's going on with it. I don't know. I do think that the elections are tipped in her favor, but I just don't know if she'll live to be president with just how ill she seems, like with all the coughing fits she's having and just the weakness. But it's all really strange, and I just really wonder what's going on with that situation. If any of you guys have any thoughts on it, feel free to share. But it's just bizarre. These are the weirdest elections, if you ask me. It's like reality TV on steroids. It's weird, and I don't like it. But this is why we have people riding around with bumper stickers that say Asteroid 2016, because I guess they'd rather have an asteroid than one of these two clowns for our next US president. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. I'll talk to you next week. Take care, and Yahweh bless you.